KAVU 25 News Now weekends at 5:30.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Amaya Norman. Now let's start off with Jacob Lozano with the first look at our forecast. Jacob, you wanted to go first and let us know any of emergency alerts is happening this week.
Yeah, so we had a line of thunderstorms moving in towards the I-10 corridor. Here's where Cuero's at. You can see those dark clouds in the background. That, however, is starting to dissipate. We can start to see that it's losing its line there, its bow shape that when it forms. But a lot of that's more of the heavier stuff's around San Antonio now. Looking at a little bit of still some showers and thunderstorms that are popping up there around I-10, but around the Gonzales area that just already received a decent amount of rainfall, it is looking pretty much in the clear, and it's going to be dissipating as it makes its way down here. Now, time frame wise for us, going to be within the next 30 minutes that we could see it make its way into Gonzales, but we've already had additional rainfall here, close to 3 inches up north of I-10, just where it began to dissipate. And well, there was already showers and thunderstorms that it began to pop up here in the morning and afternoon time, and they started to increase as they made its way more inland. So around the Gonzales area, we saw about 1 inch of rain. A little bit around Victoria, we saw a little bit less than ½ an inch here, but they were pretty spotty. Some people got lucky and some people didn't. But we'll be talking about more rain chances coming up. Amaya.
Thank you, Jacob. Today is a sad day for one family, still hoping for a progress on a missing person case. 25 News Now reporter Trenton Whiting join us with the story. Trenton.
Thank you, Amaya. 8 years ago today, Antonio Vela Jr. disappeared without a trace, and his family is still searching for answers. Antonio, also known as TJ, was known as a musician and a friend, but he hasn't been seen since a night out in 2017. Authorities found his car on the side of a road in Victoria County, but TJ was nowhere in sight. Since then, his family has tirelessly searched for answers as they've tried billboards, held candlelight vigils, and raised signs with his face on them, all to keep the conversation about him alive. They're hoping one day they'll find those answers and the peace they're searching for. Now, I spoke with the family about the current state of the investigation 8 years later. I'll take a deeper dive into their story later tonight on 25 News Now at 10. Amaya, back to you.
Thank you, Trenton. And that leads us to your viewer poll this afternoon. How can authorities better handle missing person cases? It's either issue alerts faster, increase community involvement, or share more information with the public and use more advanced technology. And so far now at the lead is 83% share more information with the public, which I totally do agree. But you still have time to participate in our viewer poll. Just visit our website at crossroadstoday.com and we will have the latest here at 10. A credible threat against Texas lawmakers has led to an arrest, and while officials say the suspect isn't in custody, the fear hasn't gone away.
The threat is still there.
Texas Department of Public Safety officials confirmed to CBS Austin they've arrested someone for making, quote, credible threats of violence against state lawmakers. We spoke with Democrat Retta Bowers just minutes after DPS confirmed a suspect was in custody.
It does make us feel a little bit safer, but there's always the idea that there could be copycat crimes and across the nation.
Details, including just who the suspect is and the nature of their threats, have not yet been released to the public. Following the shootings of 2 Minnesota lawmakers, DPS Chief Freeman Martin then told lawmakers in a memo, "We're always concerned about copycats and those who this attack might inspire. Your safety is our top priority." A spokesperson for Governor Greg Abbott says he's been briefed on the threat, which prompted closures of the Texas Capitol this afternoon. Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick indicated the threat was potentially to kill members of the Texas legislature. Democrats still moved forward with speaking at Saturday's protest.
This is how we get heard, and it's important for our country.
Day 2 of a massive manhunt in Minnesota. Authorities are still searching for the suspect gunman who shot 2 state lawmakers and their spouses Saturday, killing 2 of them. Today, a heavy police presence in Sibley County, not far from a home believed to be owned by the suspect, a 57-year-old Vance Bolter. Investigators are now focusing on a black car abandoned near a highway in a small farming community. The Minnesota State Patrol confirms it's a vehicle of interest connected to Saturday's deadly shooting. A new crews from NBC affiliated care also spotted a cowboy hat on the side of the road, similar to the one authorities say Boulder was wearing. You can see the matching image on the FBI's wanted posted compared to the photos taken on the roads today. It's still unclear if Boulder is in the area, but residents are urged to lock their doors and secure their vehicles as the search continues. The FBI is now offering a $50,000 reward for information leading to an arrest and conviction. Demonstrators upset with President Donald Trump's administration and his immigration policies turned violent in Seattle on Saturday. Security camera shows a motorcyclist carrying a flame torch and set a box on fire. That box was then placed in front of the city federal building. Protesters then started a bonfire at the entrance of the building while also lighting fireworks. Police eventually moved in and the demonstrators scattered. The violent act came after a day of mostly peaceful protests across the city. As part of a nationwide No Kings, demonstrators aimed at the Trump administration. This Father's Day, we're celebrating all the dads out there and taking a look at some who are sharing their wisdom on social media.
Real-life dads are sharing their family recipes.
They were making chocolate chip cookies. Daddy's helping me and I'm helping Daddy.
Their practical tips.
I'm going to show you how a dad patches a hole in a wall.
And their dad jokes.
Since they say babies can't talk when they come out, like, how do we know if it's sick? Like, and if it do get sick, do I bring it back to you?
On TikTok, where searches for dad's advice are up over 1,000% over the last 6 months.
Let's get to it.
More and more users turning to social media for a stand-in super dad. Dads like David Gates, an Army veteran and self-taught chef, or Aaron Moore, an actor and comedian, and Bo Patterson.
If you've got a broken light bulb like this, here's a trick for getting it out.
Who's racked up 4 million followers on his account, Dad Advice from Bo.
I'm just a dad. I don't claim to be an expert at anything.
Let's build a bookshelf.
51 million likes later, Bo says his mission to pay it forward is a family affair.
My dad was a huge influence on my life, and I could always go to him whenever I needed help. And by making these videos, it's very satisfying to know that I'm able to help people out.
And one last bit of advice on this Father's Day.
If it's possible, pick up the phone and call your dad. If it's not possible, try to remember the good times that you had with him.
The Victoria County Commissioner Court will hold its regular meeting Monday morning at 10 o'clock. It takes place at 115 North Bridge Street, room 241. On the agenda, key items include filling a vacancy on the board of the Victoria County Navigation District, discussing and considering an emergency compensation policy, and reviewing renovation plans for the building at 31 East Constitution, now including a possible relocation. Bloomington Stronger Together will hold their city council meeting Tuesday at 6:30 p.m. The meeting will take place at the VFW building located at 94 Catribe Street. On the agenda, early planning for the upcoming water board election, discussing and a possible action on a post office box and other community matters. As Texas sets to crack down on the recreational use of cannabis, state leaders are opting to invest a $50 million in another plant with medical benefits. To read this full Texas Tribune article, visit our website at crossroadstoday.com. Hurricane season is here. Is your family storm ready? Aztec Ford in Goliad is giving you the chance to win a free generator. Head to crossroadstoday.com, click the menu, go to the entertainment tab, click contest, and enter the Storm Ready Power giveaway. It's quick, easy, and you could keep your lights on when it matters most. For more of today's news story, come to crossroadstoday.com. Don't forget to submit your birthday wishes. Carolina Strain and Parker Cox will read them live on 25 News Now Sunrise. You can also submit a local military hero so we can recognize them. Coming up, Israel returns fire at Iran after initial attacks. More details coming up.
And showers and thunderstorms have dissipated, but are we going to see any rain with this? We'll be talking about that coming up.
Here's a look at what you can expect on this week's Community Crossroads. We'll hear Cody's story. plus the search for Jeremy Vasquez. Also, what's new at Moody Gardens and how you could win a generator to be storm ready.
We figured what better way than to give back a generator because, I mean, let's be real. What happens is the first thing to go out in an event like this is the power.
President Donald Trump reportedly rejected a plan by the Israelis to kill Iran's supreme leader. Two senior U.S. officials tell CNN that the Israelis had an opportunity to kill Iran's supreme leader. The officials said that the U.S. communicated to Israel that President Trump opposed the plan. The officials said that the plan was not executed. A spokesperson for Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu told CNN that the reports of Trump's rejection in Israel plan are, quote, faked. This comes after several recent military strikes between Israel and Iran. Now, Israel and Iran intensifying their attack following sweeping strikes Israel launched last week against Iran. Nuclear programs killing top military leaders and nuclear scientists. The president tells ABC News that the U.S. was not involved in these attacks.
A fresh wave of deadly attacks between Israel and Iran. Dozens of Iranian missiles and drones seen soaring over Jordan towards Israel. Israel's air defense systems intercepting most of the aerial assault, but several missiles did hit their targets.
We have some good defense systems, anti-missile defense systems, but they're not hermetically sealing the skies. So there's about 10 to 15% of these ballistic missiles that get through.
Israeli officials say there was a direct Iranian missile hit on a residential high-rise in the coastal town of Bat Yam. Meanwhile, Israel intensifying its airstrikes on Iran. A massive fire seen burning at an Iranian oil depot following an Israeli strike, according to the Iranian Ministry of Oil.
Because they own the skies over Iran, Israel now has the ability to take down all of the oil and gas infrastructure within Iran, which would bring the Iranian economy to a standstill.
These satellite images showing the before and after of this Revolutionary Guard military facility also hit by the Israeli assault. Israel claims it has killed at least 9 Iranian nuclear scientists since its surprise operation began last week.
The idea is to neutralize and terminate the Iranian intention of destroying Israel through nuclear weapons and through ballistic missiles.
ABC's Rachel Scott spoke to the president on the phone, asking him about reports that Israel has asked the United States to get more involved.
The president told me we're not involved in it. It's possible that we could get involved, but we're not involved at this moment.
In a social media post, the president with a warning saying any attacks on U.S. targets would bring the full strength and might of the U.S. armed forces on Iran. And late today, we're learning President Trump rejected an Israeli plan to kill Iran's supreme leader. Selena Wang, ABC News, Washington.
The U.S. Embassy in Baghdad is issuing a new warning. The embassy issued a security alert Sunday warning of an increased potential for violence or attack against Americans in Iraq. The warning comes after several recent military strikes between Israel and Iran. The alert said the embassy is aware of the increased potential for foreign terrorist organizations to inspire violence or attack against U.S. businesses in locations frequented by U.S. citizens. The State Department maintains a level 4 travel advisory for Iraq, meaning Americans should not travel to Iraq for any reason. Experience our digital streaming service, Crossroads Today Plus. Stream our daily newscasts and much more using your connected TV. Just download Crossroads Today Plus on your Roku, Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV, or Android TV. Search Crossroads Today Plus.
Well, we got the cloud deck moving over us off of these thunderstorms, but are we going to see any more rain? We'll be talking about that coming up after the break. Well, happy Father's Day, Crossroads. I hope you enjoyed today. We had a little bit of showers pop up around the Crossroads region, not so much here in Victoria like we saw yesterday, but we are talking about some more rain coming in here in the afternoon time possibly. So 89 degrees right now, mostly cloudy skies right now. We had that cloud deck from those thunderstorms kind of push on through here with those winds blowing out of the south-southeast at 14 miles per hour. Now there's the cloud deck back there, but we got up to 92 degrees today. Felt like 105 outside today, and well, rain chances are going to be beneficial here for today, especially as we see an increase here in our rainfall totals here at the airport. Now, these showers and thunderstorms, however, are starting to dissipate here as it approaches here the I-10 corridor. More of the heavier stuff is right around the San Antonio region, and it's kind of gapped here around the Crossroads, but we still are starting to see some showers and thunderstorms begin to pop up here, very isolated within that line. So we're going to continue to watch that. Gonzales is right now, it has those showers and thunderstorms once again. They had a line push up from the Gulf where we saw those little tiny showers begin to pop up and grow as they went inland. Gonzales saw a decent amount of that, but we're going to continue to watch as this line begins to push more southerly, where we could see maybe a little bit more showers and thunderstorms for us here in the region within the next, let's just say, hour and a half to 2 hours. Now, 0.28 here is what we saw here today so far, 0.42 a little bit farther down around the Bloomington area. But that heavier stuff was well north. There was some pea-sized hail associated with it, as well as 40-mile-per-hour gusts. But about an inch of rain was poured down there as we went northern half of the Cuero region. Now, we do have that flood warning still in effect for the Bloomington area on the Guadalupe River, and we're going to continue seeing those rain chances develop here as we head into possibly tomorrow here, where we could see a couple isolated showers and thunderstorms begin to pop up here in the morning time, but we are possibly looking at another line of showers and thunderstorms to move down here within the afternoon time. We're going to continue to monitor this as it pushes through, but our rain chances are going to be slimming down here just a little bit as we have two high pressure systems that'll kind of be squeezing out our rain chances for the most part, but we are going to be looking at the tropics though. So right now we have some Sahara dust moving here within the Atlantic. We may see that begin to push on through here later into the week, but we're looking in the Pacific though. So we have Delilah right there. She's very much weakening. She'll probably get cut off here within the next 24 to 48 hours. But right here, we've got we have this Invest right here that's moving more in the northwesterly direction. 70% chance of development over the next 7 days. Within the next 2 days, 40% chance of development. This is going to actually be our greatest rain chance. It's going to be moving up, and we could get that tropical moisture beginning to move through the area. So if we look at the European model here, start to see its formation there turning into more of a tropical storm. And now we see an impulse of tropical moisture begin to push up. Now the southern portion of South Texas is probably going to see most of that rain, but we are going to be talking about our rain chances for this as well because it is along the Texas coastline. So that'll be something to continue to watch for as we head into the end of next week. Now scattered thunderstorms possible here tomorrow afternoon here in Victoria, possibly as well in Port Lavaca, but 87 degrees as the high there. Same thing in Cuero, 89 degrees. Could see that little scattered shower thunderstorm begin to pop up there as well. Now the next 7 days, decreased rain chances, windy conditions here Tuesday, Wednesday. Those rain chances come back up because of the tropical moisture, but we'll be seeing pretty hot and muggy conditions here as we head on through the work week. Now don't forget to scan the QR code for more news, weather, and sports. And speaking of sports, we got Ray.
Thank you, Jacob. And after yesterday's fierce competition with the adults in the Muay Thai competition, we're talking to some of the young adults who will also, the young athletes, excuse me, who will be competing for some world championship gold coming up in sports. Well, happy Father's Day, Crossroads. And in yesterday's Sportscast, we talked about the International Kickboxing Federation Semi-Contact Muay Thai Technical Competition. And we heard from a few adults that won their bouts. But today, let's shine a light and talk about the young athletes. The Nightmare Striking Academy here in Victoria is sending some young fighters to Iowa for a state competition. Here's a word from a few of the fighters.
It feels great. We're actually the first people to go out there and represent Victoria. I've been training for about 7 years, I think, so I've been doing it a super long time, and it's just really fun, honestly.
So it's kind of good for me to try to make world championships. So I want to try to win that. So whenever I go to Iowa, I'm trying to win a belt.
Coming from a small town and going to Dallas for competitions, it's just going to.
Big congratulations to those athletes. And Goliad High School alum Cutler Zamzow was a key player at Hayward Field, helping his relay team make a big splash in the 4x400 meter relay. Running the second leg, Zamzow took the lead right at the break and gave his team the edge they needed. Texas A&M finished with second with a season best time of 3 minutes at .73 seconds. They just missed out on the top spot with South Florida edging them out 3 minutes and .42 seconds. Cutler's wrapping up an amazing college career with his 2 SEC first team selections and 2 NCAA All-American honors. Not too shabby, right? From Goliad High School to the national stage, Cutler Zamzow has shown that hard work and talent what they can do. We're excited to see what's next for the standout athlete. And speaking of A&M, we're going to have more Crossroads athletes perform at College Station. That's right, we're getting ready for the 7-on-7 state tournament. And we have 4 teams from the area preparing to take the field in Ganado, Cuero, Tidehaven, and Bay City. Which brings me to your sports viewer poll. Which team do you think will pull off the biggest upset in the state 7-on-7 tournament? We got Ganado, Cuero, Tidehaven, or Bay City. Now please submit all your votes before the 10 p.m. newscast, and we will go over them together. And the Generals are continuing their series against the Brazos Valley Bombers at Riverside today. After last night's 6-inning eruption with 9 runs, can the Generals replicate the same success, or in my case, sooner? And on to the pros. We're talking about the Houston Astros as they had another close game against Minnesota Twins. This slow-paced game saw no home runs from the Astros. Brandon Walter led the game with 9 strikeouts, but the Astros take the game. Final score 2-1 and sweep the series. And in the final game, the Rangers edged out the White Sox with a tight 2-1 victory. Pitcher Kumar Rocker was on fire, striking out 6 batters, keeping the White Sox offense in check. And on the offensive end, Marcus Semien came through with a clutch RBI and went 1 for 2 at the plate, helping secure the win for the Rangers. This sweep marks the strongest statement for the Rangers as they continue to push this season. With solid pitching and timely hitting, the Texas Rangers show why they are a team to watch. They will prepare to take on the Royals on Tuesday. But that does it for your sports. Amaya?
Thank you, Ray. Now coming up next, pickles and ramen walks into a bowl. And yes, it's actually a thing. Stay tuned to find out if this weird combo is a snack sensation or a kitchen disaster. Grab your cell phones and scan this QR code. This is a quick response code to download the Crossroads Today app. You can watch us anytime, anywhere, get breaking news alerts, and vote in our viewer polls. Submit news, tips, and photos, and you will know all about our ongoing contests. Now, do you like ramen? How about pickles? Now, Cup Noodles is launching a dill pickle flavor ramen. Yes, really. Then the new instant noodle flavor blends classically with ramens with that bold, tangy pickle taste. It hits select Walmart and Albertson stores and online starting June 21st, but only for a limited time. Experts say the pickle craze is growing because it's so versatile. Now, working in both sweet and spicy foods.
That's interesting. I wonder if it tastes like those sunflower seeds.
Probably
You know what I mean?
so.
If it tastes like that, then I'll have to try it.
Yeah.
Sunflower seeds? Sunflower seeds taste like pickles?
No,
No,
they have
a dill pickle flavors.
Oh, they
Yeah.
do?
Yeah,
I
dill
didn't
pickle's
know
been a
that.
thing, yeah.
I didn't know that, but I never thought they would make it with ramen noodles. Man,
Yeah.
like, that's crazy.
I've tried the dill pickle hot Cheetos. It's pretty good.
Really?
Really?
All right, I'm
Now-
gonna have to try it now.
Yeah.
See, but I have a question before we go to weather. Would y'all ever try the ramen noodle with the pickle?
Nah, count me out.
I
bruh.
don't think so,
Nah, I'm
to
good.
be honest.
Really?
Yeah.
If it tastes like the sunflower seeds, then maybe, but
I don't
I'm
think
not
it's
gonna be the
taste
first to
like
let
this.
you know. I'll just tell you that.
Okay, how's that weather gonna be
But
looking?
we're going to look at the radar real quick. This is about the time frame where you could possibly see some rain within the next hour. It's moving at about 35 miles per hour. So Cuero, within about the next hour or so, or you'll probably see some rain within this system moving down. But for the next 7 days, let's just say we're going to see a decrease in our rain chances, breezy conditions here Tuesday, Wednesday, but we're looking at some tropical moisture that'll be moving into the Gulf. We could see an increase in our rain chances for Thursday and Friday. So we'll continue to be watching that. So.
Yes, make sure you guys stay alert and be safe. And if you're going to get some ramen noodles with pickles,
I'll pass right now.
Yeah, okay, well, thank you for joining us. We hope you'll be with us for tonight for 25 News Now Weekends at 10. See you.